I'm Chad Hendricks. I'm the president of Experienced Associates, and we're a third-party agent that helps employers and employees, immigrants specifically, get their green card through an employment-based visa. Now, I'm specifically right now talking about truck drivers and the opportunity there. This is a great opportunity to get a green card and come over to the US. One of the things that we do is we work with really good employers, and we know that that's important because some people are worried about becoming a slave to a bad employer. Well, we've vetted these employers, we've go through the process. Many of our employers have really low turnover numbers, meaning they don't have drivers quit. And that's because they pay well, they treat their employees well, and they're doing all the right things. Now, we've actually bought out contracts from other employers so that we could place the immigrant driver at one of our employers. And it's been night and day. They've been ridiculously happy about that. The other thing is we actually handle all the paperwork and we cover most of the fees during the immigration process. We allow the driver to pay a down payment, if at all, and then once they come here and they're working, they pay a weekly fee over a 3-year time period to pay that back, which makes it really reasonable. Now, also, your family is eligible to get their green card at the same time, and family includes kids who are unmarried and under the age of 21 and your spouse. And the amazing thing about an EB3 is anyone is eligible for any type of job for this. So that's why it's so amazing. Now, one of the big questions is this a scam? And how do you know if it's a scam? Well, one, the first thing is I'd say is, did you actually interview with an actual employer? Because we've heard of people getting hired without having an interview. And I'd say, what type of employer would hire an employee without having spoken to them? And why would you not want to be able to ask that employer questions? Though that's a huge red flag for me. The other thing is, who is helping with your paperwork? Now, we can look at the government data, and here are the top firms that are getting approvals for truck drivers from the US Department of Labor. So I want to share my screen here with you that's in the background. So this is government data for the last 3 quarters of the year, and you're going to see that Experienced Associates is at the top. Not only are they at the top, but they are also getting the most approval ratings out of everybody, right? No, you can look at the denied column, and there's not a lot of denials there. The withdrawn column can be anything from A, somebody had a life circumstance that no, they can no longer come to the US and that's changed, or B, it's somebody who applied with us, we started the process, but they did not get all their paperwork in, and at some point we had to drop them from the program. But the great part is if you work with Experienced Associates, you know you're working with somebody who's doing a lot of this and getting approvals for the perms. So that's the first step in the program, is getting through that Department of Labor piece. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here. Now, the other side of it is, well, what's the size of the down payment that they're asking for, and how are you gonna pay the rest of the fees? Now, we know that there are law firms that are charging $25,000 up front. And we think that, one, that's an unrealistic dollar amount to make this accessible for people. And two, upfront, I mean, this process is years in the making, and paying upfront doesn't seem fair to anyone involved. So we have a much lower down payment, if anything, and then also we're paying that weekly fee over 3 years, which makes it very manageable. The other thing to look at, is it a scam, is if they can say that they're going to give you your green card in a year, they are not giving you the full picture, and they are definitely not talking about the majority of us. In some cases, if they're using an EB1 or an EB2 visa, those could have faster processing times. But those visas are reserved for people with some type of extraordinary ability, they have some type of advanced degree, it's in the National Interest Waiver Program. These are things that by far the majority of us are not going to qualify for, and especially truck drivers. So that is not giving you the full picture. The other one, if they're saying they're giving it in a year, I also call shenanigans on that, because they'll even show you, like the USCIS government website, and they'll show you, oh, look, this is when I filed my I-140, and a year later, I was done with the process. The problem is that they skipped some of the beginning steps that also take years to wait for. So no one's going to get your green card faster than somebody else at this point in the government process. So experienced associates, we'd love to work with you and actually work with the employer on hiring you, getting you through that government process and going through that with you and your family. If you have any questions, please reach out. And if you'd like to work with us, please contact us. And good luck on your journey to the United States.